Mm-hmm.
Have you guys heard of the Kirik? Neither have we until like a week ago.
Not until basically today.
No, basically today, which is kind of a week ago. But
So we're experts, and we're going to tell you all about it.
we're going back to kind of our roots after doing the 3 videos of different games.
Oh, God.
We're finally going back to Mass Effect. I know, you've all been missing it.
You got to drum up some grassroots support somehow, man.
Some grass support.
Grassroots support.
Yes, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. Anyway, the Kirik we just found out about today, and it kind of links back to our Ralloy and Virtual Alien video, as in
It's a not very well-known species.
Yes.
We didn't know about it when we're the experts.
experts. It's something that we just learned about today, and we really want to talk about it because here you explain them. You know them better than I do.
Okay, so the Kirik were discovered by a human-led research team on the planet of Ekrum. Now, these bugs, they are insectoids, were found in a colony, and immediately after or I should say right before they stepped on the nest, these Kirik put up a biotic shield around their nest and shoved back the researchers. That would surprise anyone, wouldn't it?
Just bugs
A bug using
biotics.
biotic? Holy shit, that's pretty cool.
Really,
right?
anything using biotics is kind of
It's pretty
surprising.
cool, especially since as humans we have to implant neural
Yes.
devices and
Exactly.
cybernetics.
And it was a
These-
human team. That seemed got to be a little bit more of a mindfuck for them.
Oh yeah. So the Kirik, there was a debate. The Kirik came up through the Cerberus Daily News Network, the same how the Ralloy came up, and the same how the Virtual Aliens came up, and there was a debate to uplift.
Whether or not that the Kirik should have been uplifted. And you all know uplifting, of course, means taking them from their home planet and bringing them to the stars. Not like force them into the stars,
Not
but
forcing them.
pretty much giving them the technology needed to travel in space.
Teaching them the understanding of Mass Effect physics,
Yes.
how to build ships, how to basically more space-like infrastructure.
Absolutely.
So there's a great debate
And
roaring in the Citadel whether or not to uplift the Kirik or not. I, for one, am supporting the uplift.
That is a dumb decision. No, I am totally against the uplift of Kiriks.
If we both thought the same thing, this wouldn't be as entertaining.
And here we are just debating the uplift of a fictional race in a video game. This is going to be fun.
This will be fun.
Okay, let's go point by point here. You go with why you think they should be uplifted.
Why I think they should be uplifted. Not only will they add to the cultural diversity of the Citadel,
Okay.
they add to the genetic diversity of the Citadel as well. What happens if there's a galaxy-wide plague that
A galaxy-wide
affects
plague?
everything else? Like the one on Omega,
yeah.
that affected anyone but humans. Then the humans had to go in.
Also didn't affect Vorcha.
Well, because Fortune.
Collectors made it, so... Anyway, go back to you. So what? Why? Why would that
Cultural
possibly happen?
diversity, genetic diversity, and just because
All right.
we discovered them before the Reaper War, obviously, but we need more soldiers to fight those dastardly Reapers.
All right. So here's one of my many ideas that I bet you didn't even see coming. Think of how many races have been introduced to the fucking Mass Effect universe in the past 30 years. We got humans, Ralloy. You really want to add another race?
Why not?
Because the last 3 that were already there were founded within, or they have 7 or so. Isn't there 7 council races? There's 3 council races.
4, technically.
Humans?
Yes.
Okay, technically humans. But the humans showed up 30 years ago. The Ralloy just showed up. The
Virtual
Kirik-
aliens just showed up.
The virtual aliens just showed up, which I wasn't counting them entirely. But the Kirik, they're also just showing up. That's 4 new races. Let's count the races. There's like Drell, Hanar, Elcor, Asari, Batarian. Not even Batarian. I'm not going to count those guys. No, fuck it. Let's count Batarians. Let's go with the entire universe.
Even the rogue state.
Batarian, Vorcha, Krogan. There's like 10 together. We'd keep going, but there's 10. Add 3 more. That's a 33% increase in races. Not numbers, just in races alone.
Okay, you have to realize the Ralloy only populate one planet. That's
So
give or take
far.
around 6 or 7 billion people.
Now let's get this.
Most of them are going to stay there. Virtual aliens
Can I say
aren't
something?
even
Can I say
beings.
something? Can I say something?
We're in a debate. Let me talk.
You're talking now. I want to talk.
Hold on. The Kirik only live in colony structures. They're like ants. A singular ant wouldn't be able to put up a biotic force field. Many, say 1 million of these Kirik in a colony, would be able to put up this. It's not like you're going to put like 3 of these Kirik on the station as diplomats. You're going to have to take an entire colony.
No, the thing is, you're going to have Kirik, Ralloy, and humans all arguing for colonizing. hey, I want this planet. No, we just got here. We need some more planets.
So
we should get this planet.
So
that's a war waiting to happen.
you're envisioning an argument like the humans and the Batarians had over the Skillian Verge.
Exactly.
However, if they were to be involved in Citadel politics and Citadel debate, they would be able to civilly and diplomatically choose between which planets best suit each race.
Another problem.
What I'm saying is, the Kirik may not live that well on Earth, but their planet, Ikram, is an arid planet. We probably wouldn't do that well on a planet that's completely desert. They would. They can have that planet.
Okay, so you're saying they should have a desert planet. All right, I will concede
They
that
should
one
have first
point to you.
dibs
So,
on arid planets.
I'm not going to concede the point that actually I was going to, but I'm changing my mind. Do you really think there's a whole lot of planets to choose from?
A galaxy is millions of planets. Millions
How many
of
of them?
stars.
Let's count all the ones that are habitable.
Okay, so if you actually consider what planets are in the Goldilocks zone of a star, you can assume that there are between, so let's say every 3 or 4 stars, actually that might be way overestimating it. Let's go like maybe 1 in every 100 stars,
All right.
there's a planet in the Goldilocks zone.
Okay.
That still gives you millions of planets that are habitable. Now, is there a habitable planet that doesn't have like titanium and other material resources needed to build a civilization? Perhaps not, but it's livable, and you can import those products from elsewhere.
All right, I'll give you that. Okay, so colonization, not much of a problem.
Let's hope not.
Hopefully not. Second point. Bugs are usually pretty aggressive. You compare them to ants. Ants are very warlike.
They are. However, if you were to go back and read the Cerberus Daily News Network and the scientists, they're actually it was conducted interviews, so their interviews and their sayings about the Kirik, they are very passive. There was only one incidence of aggression that I read. When the research team was leaving to go back onto their ship to go report to the Citadel, basically, the Kirik lifted their ground car away from them and said, basically, please stay. We enjoy communicating with you and we love learning.
That's because it's a new alien race. Of course they're going to be that way.
And it's not like they threw one against a tree and said, you're staying. It was, they moved their car and said, please don't go. It's like kind of like your little kid like begging you not to go to work in the morning by...
Oh, really?
Don't
That's
go
how I
to
see
work,
it?
Daddy.
Or maybe it's something along the lines of an alien race trying to learn as much as they possibly can about someone that they want to kill. They're trying to learn about the enemy.
They didn't specifically say how big a Kirik was, whether it is an ant or maybe even like a large beetle. They didn't say anything about the size of the Kirik.
They said they're pretty... You said they were big insects.
They live in a... did I say that?
I thought you said big.
Let's assume they're large beetles.
I think it'd be kind of weird for a human just to be like, have a beetle. Hey, little buddy, don't leave me. Okay, let's assume they're large beetles.
Okay.
Then, I don't know, that seems dangerous.
Sounds like a cockroach uprising.
Know what it sounds like? The Rachni.
The Rachni are very deadly. And
Oh, and these biotic insects. The Rachni, given the power to use biotics, aren't dangerous?
you have a point there. Biotics are very deadly and dangerous, which you may think the Asari is fragile, but their biotics will whoop your ass across the room, boy.
Have you ever been in combat with an Asari commando?
Have you? No.
She'll
what's-
flay you alive with her mind. What's
what-
the exact line? I don't know.
I think the exact line is, have you ever not many people have seen an Asari commando unit and lived to tell the tale.
That's another line.
That is
Asari
another
commando's a badass. Okay.
Okay, I'll give you that. Biotics are very, very powerful and very, very dangerous when aggravated.
Okay.
Don't aggravate them. Ta-da!
All right. Now another thing I want to go back to. How smart are these insects? Compare them to, say, an Earth animal.
The report says they would estimate their intelligence around a dolphin.
No.
That's what the report said.
They would estimate their intelligence, their ability to learn as a dolphin, their intelligence currently when we find them is a cat or a dog.
There was developments. The first report they put out, they thought they had the intelligence of a cat or a dog. However, in a later report, they said they had underestimated the intelligence of the Kirik, and they would now upgrade that to that of a dolphin. Dolphins are actually pretty. If we could actually communicate with dolphins, they would be pretty. They'd be what, average around like a.
I think
not quite an infant, but like a toddler.
I
maybe
think
3 or 4 year old.
Yeah. Okay.
These things are pretty intelligent.
Now let's get a 3 or 4 with the power to use biotics.
That doesn't mean they're going to have the temperament of a 3 or 4-year-old.
That doesn't mean they're not going to have a temperament.
They may have a temperament. I will give you that. They could be inclined to be aggressive. But from what we have seen, they are relatively passive.
So do you think, hey, this person has the intelligence of a toddler, let's bring them up to space politics?
Let's... I do...
Let's go find a 5-year-old. Hey, kid, who you voting for coming this election? Barack Obama or... Oh, Barack Obama came around. Damn it, I'm dumb. I just embarrassed myself. Damn
So
it.
let's say Sarah Palin and Hillary Clinton.
Okay.
Women running for politics.
Don't make jokes. You just eliminated half our possible audience.
I'm sorry.
Anyway.
It was a joke.
But it's still...
I'm not sexist.
He's got a
Uplifting
girlfriend.
is a dirty word. Ever since we branded what we did to the Krogan as uplifting, people have, uplifting is absolutely terrible. That's just another way.
The Krogan's a bad example. Uplifting Krogan was the right idea.
Which is why. That's a whole other debate.
That we
However,
may or may
I
not
do
have.
agree with you on some points.
Okay, so that's wrong. But uplifting the Krogan was a different thing. There was tragedy going on at the time.
Okay,
It was an
back to the
emergency
Kirik.
scenario.
Back to the Kirik. We have an option to advance these bugs as a species.
Before they're ready.
Are they ready?
Why-
Okay.
no.
Why don't we? What if we? This obviously didn't happen, but what if we were to ask them? Would you want to learn about Mass Effect physics? Okay, that's kind of hard to teach a 4 or 5-year-old about physics, especially that complex. But you can start small. Societal structures, urban planning, things like that we use today.
Can I talk?
Yes, of course. We're civilized. We don't need a moderator.
There.
Fuck you. Maybe we do.
I forgot my point, honestly. I forgot my point. I forgot it before you said fuck you. I thought, there is, and I thought, oh god, I hope he says something.
You're welcome.
Thanks, buddy. I know I can rely on you, you fucking asshole. Okay, I totally forgot it. There.
Okay.
No,
maybe, okay.
I got it. I just remembered.
All right.
There is a reason why we've waited for everyone else to fucking be able to make their own spaceships and get to space themselves.
Because we haven't found them? Did
No,
the
it's not because we
Turians
haven't
find
found them.
us and say, here, you need this?
The Protheans found us and didn't uplift us.
Because we
Or
were
the
in,
Asari,
we didn't
or
even
the
have,
Krogan, or the Solarians, or any of the other 18 races they found.
18?
They probably did.
Okay. The Protheans found us while we were still living in caves. We were not a civilization.
Why don't we bring the Yogg up while we're at it, you know? Let's just uplift the Yogg.
Okay, the
fuck
Yogg
yeah.
slaughtered the people who first came into contact with them. These Kirik were open. At first they adapted a defensive posture, putting the biotic force field around their nest. But then we started communicating with them, and they lowered their guard, allowed us to come closer and study them and to communicate with them. The Yogg were like, hey, look, Solarian, break its neck. I'm not wrong, because the Yogg did that.
Oh, you're not right, though. The Kirik can be dangerous, and they're not intelligent enough to be brought up to our level. They can go through another 50,000 years of evolution.
I would have to agree with you. It'd be kind of wrong to uplift them just to have them be killed by the Reapers 2 years later.
Why are we even talking about uplifting them? What can they attribute to us?
In due time.
In due
Do
time.
you think-
Before
hold on.
they're smart enough?
Hold on.
Yes, we could jumpstart them. Okay, go ahead.
Hold
You
on.
seem to get
When the
something.
Turians found us, we were pretty primitive, right? Our spaceships weren't that great. Our weapons were basically our numbers were the thing that forced them off Shanxi.
Yeah.
We contributed Metagel in our short period on the Citadel. What could the Kirik contribute?
Nothing. They're not civilized. They're insects. You said so yourself.
And with that, we have to end the video. Please comment on who won. Should we uplift the Kirik? Should we leave them on their arid homeworld of
Where they're perfectly fucking happy and they don't need anything else. Should we wait for them to evolve when they can be incredibly useful? Or should we just uplift them now when they're not useful at all and they can be a huge fucking threat?
I'm Undeadlyish.
I'm Stunomatic. We are
Add us
Lore
on
Heroes.
Steam. We are Lore Heroes. Please subscribe. We hope you enjoyed this debate. I enjoyed it.
I won it, so I clearly enjoyed it. See you guys! All of you.